Yeah, I think in terms of Sia, it's a bit of concern that he went off again because it looks like he's struggling to keep his fitness. He's becoming a bit of an injury-prone player. And we know he's at the back end of his career, so it is a bit of a concern. He, like you said, he did have a good game before he went off. I don't think that really affected. Like, I don't think we can say Sia getting injured is the reason why we had such a challenging performance because he doesn't finish most games anyway. Like Rassie doesn't play him the full 80 anyway. But it is a concern that he went off injured again, and it looked like a hamstring injury. You know, hamstring injuries are problematic. He's going to be out for a few weeks. You can't
Yeah,
rush a
second time.
hamstring injury. When he comes back, if you rush it, he might pull his hamstring again. So, and they repetitive, like you said. So it's concerning. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's reaching Unk status. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it is concerning, especially ahead of the World Cup, the Rugby World Cup next year. And they keep Rassie has obviously this philosophy where as long as the player is fit, the age doesn't really matter. And when I was watching the All Blacks versus Thomas, I saw Dion Fourie putting on a crazy shift, and he's 39 years of age. So I was thinking, hey, maybe he'll make the next World Cup as well. You never know. You never know. Pranas. So yeah, man. And then let's speak about the tries a little bit. Argentina obviously got the scoreboard ticking. I think it was they scored a penalty first, Carreras, and then scored a try, and then I think we scored a try just before the end of the half. It was through Edolf van der Merwe, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, that's when we got a little bit of play going on. You know, Andre to Kanan to then Fassi getting in the line. And obviously, with the different new combos that they keep trying out in the back line, sometimes it's hard to get that synergy. But when we do start playing, it seems like the boys have something going on there. Edwin van der Merwe can't stop scoring. Every time I see him on the pitch, he's diving, he's doing the 2017 dabs. Yeah, I think he's quality. Last time you said you might want to see him maybe play over Kurtley or challenge more for that position.
Yeah, no. Look. First of all, the try. Some sleek hands from Andre. Yo, what an offload.
Yeah,
Mm. It seems like when you put a scrub cap on and you play on the wing for the Springboks, you're just automatically gonna score tries. I think I think we need to give Ethan Hooker a scrum cap because his try to game ratio is not the same, and he's the only winger we have that doesn't wear the scrum cap. So I think we need to give that guy a scrum cap as. But Edwell, yeah, man, he's very similar to Aronsa, where he's a clinical finisher. If you give him the opportunity or the space, he's gonna finish. He's gonna score the try. So once again, a good performance from him. I think defensively was also quite good. It was a tough one for the wingers because our kicking game wasn't where it usually is. Like our kicks were very inaccurate. They didn't give the wingers chances to get the ball. Most of our kicks, Argentina collected quite easily. We didn't give the wingers time to get there and challenge enough. So our kicking game was actually quite inaccurate, both from Sasha, Reinach, Fassi, as a team, I think our kicking game was very inaccurate. Maybe I also saw the commentator saying there was a bit of a breeze in the stadium. Maybe that had something to do with it. So it was a tough game for the wingers. And like I mentioned to you earlier, Argentina were using the Wales tactic as well of
yeah.
receiving the kicks where they don't let the waiting player at the back receive the kick. They let the guys running back receive it. And it was actually working quite well. I think that's also one of the big reasons why we struggle so much because in other games, our kicking game is like a reliable source for us to get territory, gain momentum, lose play. But Argentina, I think they won the aerial battle, in my opinion. So we also struggle to get that front foot ball that we usually do off the boot.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. And obviously, if you're losing the ball in the air, then that creates that scramble play, which is definitely what Argentina loves to play off. And if you looking at Argentina's style of play, it's also very similar to the All Black style of play. That running ball, they can even run from their own 22. They rarely will exit with a kick. They'll rather run it out. Just on the skill set that they have. And you're correct in terms of the kicking. Uh, the tactics that they're using now, it's made our kicking very ineffective, especially when it's coming from the nine. And a lot of the times I saw Kovas, he was kicking very deep. So it was also very difficult for the players to gather the ball. And with the amount of kicking that we do, and the amount of chasing that the wingers are doing, sometimes you can see that they're tired, or they're not running as fast, and then that's easy ball to Argentina. And once they get the ball and start playing around, that's when I saw all those line breaks.